My name is Guy Peplow, and I'm delighted to have been invited to participate in this very interesting project where individuals talk about the work of Wilhelmina Barnes-Graham. And I've been allocated the 1990s. This is actually a work from the Scorpio series, and it's dated in her beautiful handwriting, bottom left, 1997. I've chosen this one, which is actually an untitled work, but has the working title of Black Sun. And in a sense, it's untypical of Scorpio, because Scorpio seems to be all about really strong color, whereas this one is a much more muted tone. I think it's actually particularly beautiful, and we can perhaps say one or two different things to inform our understanding of Barnes-Graham with this relatively later work. I looked up Scorpio on the internet before I came out, because of course it is a star sign. And it was quite interesting, partly because we're actually in the time of Scorpio just now. But Scorpio it's the water sign. It's negative in the sense of yin and yang as opposed to positive, not negative in a pejorative sense. And female, and it's to do with emotion, empathy, and sensitivity. And I think these qualities are something which you see in these Scorpio paintings. They're very expressionist. And one of the reasons I'm drawn to this work is for me, it also has links with American abstract expressionism, perhaps particularly with someone like Rothko, where you've got these wonderful tonal relationships. The color is hers, very personal, can be very powerful, but also she is acutely aware of the tonal value of pigment. So the shift between the kind of wonderful bottle green, which is not the color that is very often associated with Barnes-Graham, into this sort of lovely brown, rich maroon. Black, as anyone will remember, at school you did chromatography, and you took a black Smartie and you identified all the colors that made up the black. So of course black is just an accumulation of other colors to make something, in a sense, dark and negative. And these blacks here, this is not really black at all. It has lots of other colors in it, and it has shape. It actually has volume. If you stand in front of it, you see about its volume, not a flat image. You also see wonderful textures within what might be the sun, or indeed the moon, because I leap therefore forward and speculate that this is almost like an eclipse, because you have this dark shape sitting in front of something very bright behind, which of course reminds us of the idea of eclipse, which is always seen in darkness. Inherent rich darkness of the whole piece, I think, evokes the idea of eclipse. But you have, as with all her work, throughout her life and career, you have these wonderful balances of mass, the basic understanding of composition. It goes all the way back to Roger Fine, Clive Bell, significant form. Before that, to Cézanne, the idea of the shapes and the balances. And it's all here in this piece. But also, you want from Barnes-Graham, you have this wonderful painterly quality, which, as I say, speaks to the more expressionist aspects of the work. You've got the way that the paint is pulled down, and here, these wonderful textures which are sunken and revealed to come forward. And of course, it's painted, not just blocked in. And the qualities you see in an area which might appear to be otherwise to be rather flat, you see the wonderful kind of brush marks. And I say in the center here, you've got some medium there. It looks like almost grains of sand. Whether she's put something on and then sort of revealed that as she's drawn the paint. You can see the round brush marks, sort of the light and dark, the darker aspect here, lighter across again, which makes me think that it may well be a celestial object, possibly the moon, possibly in eclipse. And then you've got this wonderful dark band. And of course, what she's doing with these strong uprights is she's dividing the picture plane. I also think that that with a lot of her work, and a lot of these Scorpio pictures, you could turn it through 90 degrees and get just as satisfactory a reading and such a response from it. So that she's probably working on the floor, work around it, so it can be understood from these different aspects. It's part of its interest for me. So yes, framed, brought it in, these bands here, if you like, which are so strong, it can be read right across the room. It has that strength, that presence, which you get from the strength of composition. You then, as I say, you had this emotional, expressive quality. which you can think back to the ideas within Rothko, these some of which are quite dark, and it's a dark piece, that it doesn't all have to be light, but without the dark, you don't have the light. These qualities of composition, which I like so much, the qualities of texture. I think it's an absolutely stunning piece.